Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Max.
Here we are, all three of us.
Indeed we are.
Fresh out the weekend.
Yeah, alright, nice one.
Right,
Terrible
so-
weather, but...
Terrible weather, yeah.
Don't rain in the pub, as I always say.
How did you go in Wales, by the way?
Oh, it was a rough one. We were
I
in the
bet it
hot, we got that to get the reds, so we get like a massive red alert for. Did you get it on your
Oh
phones?
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Ours went off like 6 times per phone.
Oh, no,
There's
we didn't get
16
one.
of us there.
Really?
We didn't
So-
get one, did we?
But we were in the because we're obviously in Wales. There was 4 trees blocking our way out, all gone down. So we're just like, right, what do we do? How are we gonna get by? But we're like, I think it was 3 a.m. when it was supposed to start, and we were in the hot tub by like 2 a.m.
Hot tub.
Yeah.
Gee,
I know, it's not bad. But it wasn't the worst in the world. It's just you can't really go outside.
Sweaty
Yeah,
ass
it's
cappuccino. So yeah, good news. You got home safe anyway.
Yeah,
is it?
absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does a CIA spy carry every day? I always wonder about things like this.
Do you?
This is the things I think about.
Right, okay.
What does he do when he gets? What does he have for his breakfast? What does a spy? Does he have to sort of like check everywhere before he gets out of bed?
Well, it was like that other guy that was like, oh yeah, when I get up, I have to check the frequencies on my car alarm.
Yeah.
Like, don't go off so you don't get hacked. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Or even you turn your car alarm off and your fucking car blows up.
Hey,
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you see in the James Bond films, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
can do.
So it must be like relatively.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. If they've been rumbled, maybe they get a bit on edge as soon as they get up. They need to check things, check the windows, no one's broken in.
Do
Stuff
you
like
ever
that.
look at people and think, are you a spy?
Yeah, you're walking a bit too fast behind me there, and it's just some
Fucking
mum.
spies ain't going to bother us, though, are they? They ain't
I wouldn't
asked
have
about what
thought
we
so.
do on a day-to-day
No, no,
basis.
No,
No.
it's just more spy said in that.
Yeah.
For the garden's just like, are you eyeing me up? What
If
do
they're
you
good
want?
spies, then you shouldn't know that they're one anyway, should you?
Yeah,
You
I
shouldn't
guess so.
suspect it. You know,
Yeah,
it's
so.
that good.
Yeah.
So,
Should we get into this? What
Absolutely.
does a spy? What does a CIA spy carry every day? What do you carry every day?
me, wallet, phone, pretty much it really.
Any
Money,
cash?
bit of cash, yeah. Always have a little bit of cash in my
Same.
wallet. Yeah,
Just phone and keys. That's
that's
it.
pretty much it really. Yeah, keys. That's
Do you know what I
pretty
carry
much
every day? Fucking you two on this channel.
it. Oh, hey,
Andy Bustamante, welcome to the show, man.
Dude, I'm super stoked to be here. It's been awesome catching up before and off camera, so I'm really happy to do it now on camera.
Me too.
on it,
Me
that.
too. So we're just
Took
going
a
to do a
ride.
warm-up round, just a little bit about you for this segment. You are a former CIA operative. You've worked all over the world. Everyday carry is a big topic on this channel. It always has been. And so what I'm wanting to know is, what does the everyday spy carry on them every day?
Yeah, you know, when it comes to everyday carry, there's a lot of misconceptions about spies and EDC. Because a spy's job is to be covert. A spy's job is to blend in. So anything that we carry on us has to be something that blends in, that doesn't draw attention, and that withstands something that we call cover scrutiny. Because if somebody stops us, if a police officer stops us, or if a child bumps into us, or if we get hit by a car and an ambulance comes to help us, we have to fit within our cover identity. So what we carry on us is a big part of what identifies your true affiliation, your true identity. So if you can imagine a spy getting hit by like a motorcycle in Vietnam, that's a normal occurrence. Like getting hit by a traffic in Vietnam is pretty common. If an ambulance rolls up to you and you're carrying a Glock or you're carrying a hidden knife, and especially if it's got some kind of seal on it that associates you with, the U.S. government or U.S. military, all of a sudden you don't look like whatever your cover legend was. Business person, traveling tourist, whatever it might be. So our everyday carry is very, very different from that of the average person.
I'm not
I
gonna lie,
guess so.
this channel's fastly become my favourite.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I love the way he just puts that little question in
Yeah.
and says nothing else. Just lets
Some
them
roll.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what they're there for, isn't it?
This guy'd fit in anywhere, though, wouldn't he? He looks like,
Yeah.
if he looks Australian, he looks Arabic, he looks American, and he looks South American.
He looks like Mark
Right.
Cucurella, the
He
footballer.
does,
That's
yeah,
what
he
he
does.
looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks everything, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be sort of any.
If he shaved his beard, he looked like a woman, right?
It's an interesting choice of t-shirt as well for being a spy.
I'm thinking,
Yeah, he's not blended in very well there, is he?
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't think about
And
that
in
one.
plain
throw him off the
sight.
sense.
Being so obvious that you're a spy.
I'm thinking that's his merch. I'm thinking,
Yeah, I guess so.
So a couple things. One, we always wear shoes with laces. It sounds silly, but we always wear shoes with laces because you've got to always be ready to beat feet. Whether you're trying to run away or run towards something, laced shoes are far superior to sandals, to slip-ons, to anything else, right? We also always carry $100 US dollars. Depending on where we are in the world, most places in the world, $100 US dollars gets you pretty much anywhere you need to go.
Really? $100.
$100 US dollars gets you pretty much anywhere you need to go in 80% of the world.
Have you used that before?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can you give
I've
us
gotten
an example?
Yeah, so I've gotten myself across rivers and across national borders in Southeast Asia because I had U.S. currency in $5 and $10 denominations. Just wave over a fishing vessel and be like, hey, I need to get to that side of the river. That side of the river is the difference between being in Thailand or being in Burma sometimes. And they don't really care. They don't to have a $5 U.S. bill. That's the equivalent of 150 Thai currency and that's 150 pieces of Thai currency if it was Thai currency. The fact that it's a US dollar bill actually brings more value than if it was the currency of the local country. Because
I carry US dollars wherever I go as well. When I go
do you?
overseas, I always take a small denomination of US dollars.
Right, okay.
Just purely because not what he's saying about like I'm not trying to get away from anyone.
Yeah.
But it sometimes comes in handy, especially if there's like any kind of corruption. They won't take euros or they won't take British pounds, but they'll take US dollars. And they always talk to you in US dollar.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
they'll say something. So you'll go to like I don't know, when I was in Zimbabwe once, someone asked me for money. And I was like, no. Someone said, you got to give him money. So I said, give him $10.
Yeah.
No one says give him £10 or give him 10 euros.
Yeah,
Give
but
him
it's
$10.
worldwide currency, isn't it?
It's
dollars.
pretty
A lot
most well known as well.
Most well known. And a lot of trade, or most trade, happens in US dollars, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So,
But it's interesting because I've got a tin at home with loads of different currencies in it.
Yeah.
And when I go on holiday, I always pick up the US dollars as well.
Yeah.
So I take the euros and the US dollars.
Yeah.
Just
Good idea.
For no other reason that I think everyone will accept the US dollar.
Yeah,
if they need to buy
it's pretty
something.
much what he's saying there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That they've accepted everywhere. People like it, so yeah.
now they have a US dollar, a US bill along with it, right? A minted US bill.
I would totally agree with that. What about first world countries?
First world countries gets a little bit trickier because in a first world country, your Germanys, your Polands, your Romanias, it's a little bit tough because they are built around the euro. Sometimes the euro has more value than the US dollar, but there's still an element of the fact that the US dollar has been the chief currency of the world. So they still are happy to take US dollars. They're still happy to take US currency, and they're also still happy to take cash for services. Because again, unlike the United States is a legalistic country. Like, as much as people complain about corruption and deceit and whatever else in the United States, it does not compare at all to what exists in Europe, right? Prostitution is legal in Germany. You can get basically anything you want in the Caucasus or even as far as Romania, and Romania is a NATO country. You can grease the skids anywhere, into any political office, into any business deal, into any manufacturing deal.
Unless you're Andrew Tate, then you're fucking
Jail.
But I agree with what he's saying there. He's 100% right. You can. I think pretty much anywhere nowadays you can get whatever you want as far as like a consumer goes.
Oh, I think so.
You can get anything you want. If I want to go out and buy a gun now, I could get one within about 25 minutes.
Cash is king as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
People like dealing in cash, don't they? So it's black economy, isn't it?
It's funny. I went in a restaurant the other day and the guy brought me the bill, and I don't know what nationality they are, but I think they're either Albanian or Turkish, right? But it's a Spanish restaurant, right? But they definitely weren't speaking Spanish, right? So the guy who owns it come up and he was having a chat with someone behind me, and then they both kind of like looked round at the corner and looked at me, and I kind of like looked at them and they went, "Have you been here before?" And I said, "I've been in your other location." Oh, okay. And then they started having a conversation again between them.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they like looked at me and thought, "Where have I seen him before?" And one of them, this guy looks like he's going to do a runner. I wasn't sure, right? So anyway, so he comes over with the bill, throws the bill down, and I go, "Yeah, okay." And he gets the machine out. I went, "I'll pay cash." He went, "Oh, yeah, cash." And he gets them over. And I just don't pay cash. I've never seen someone so happy to get cash. I must have been the only cash buyer in the whole restaurant. He was like,
straight in there.
Anyway,
that didn't see until
free drinks.
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Brilliant.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah, I bet you didn't need. Ching! There was no till opening or anything like that, was it?
But I prefer that. I'm like, I'm happy now. He's happy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got value for money that I'm happy with. Paid cash, and
Yeah.
it's not cost me any more money.
No,
No,
not at all.
absolutely.
I got
Still
free
saving
drinks
you.
out. I got a couple of free drinks out of
you
it.
go.
Yeah, so well worth it.
Yeah. Wait till he realises
with
the cash
US
was
dollars,
fake.
with currency. You can whether you want to call it a bribe or whether you want to call it a service fee, whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of flexibility in certain morals that here in the United States we've legalized or we've legalistically constrained. So that's why $100 in U.S. currency is absolutely on my everyday carry list.
Interesting.
great.
Very
Bit of
I
info.
totally
Yeah.
agree with you. I've done it as well, but in first world countries, $100 is I've personally found to be a little bit harder to bribe with.
It's it's
So what
certainly
I'm asking is,
country specific.
Do you up the dollar amount when you're in first world countries?
Yes. So I'll move it up to more like if I know that I'm going specifically if I know I'm going to Europe, that number doubles. It becomes $200 US, right? And what really happens is it becomes 100 US and 100 in local currency.
Okay.
But they'll still be, and that's untouchable money. That's not the spending money. That's the money that gets stuck into like an extra crevice in the wallet. And then I actually put my ATM money on top of that. So your 60, 80, 70 euros, whatever it's going to be that you get through the day with. But your emergency, because EDC is about emergency, really.
Yeah.
It's about being there when you need it. So that 100 US and 100 local currency or 200 local currency, Europe is good because euros are accepted everywhere for the most part. But it sucks. It sucks to get stuck in a European country where euros are not used as the main currency. And then they don't know whether the euro is real or not, but they do trust the US dollar. There's all sorts of stuff that gets sticky. In the United States, even in the United States, a first world country, 100 US dollars is actually quite effective. That's more than enough to get a cabbie to take you somewhere for cash. That's more than enough to get a driver to at least give you a ride somewhere. Like you can do a lot. That's if you wave down somebody outside of a freaking Costco or a Walmart and you give them $100 in cash, dude, they'll take you pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Uber driver.
That guy proved that the other day when he went to Alabama and he was saying he'd do an interview for $10. I know
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
different. I know it's
Oh,
different.
yeah.
I know it's different, but it's relevant.
Yeah,
Because
it's
it
cash.
shows you cash,
Cash
yeah.
is king.
Yeah.
People.
So
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. Yeah. Especially certain shops as well when it's like the dollar stores and stuff like that, where people maybe that haven't got quite as much money shop, so they're more likely to they're more likely to take like $5-10 off you for something, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, say if we went to like a Waitrose and offered someone a tenner, they'd probably say, "I have no chance."
If you were coming out of a car park and someone said to you, I've got $100, mate, I need you to get me out of here quick.
Yeah.
And they give you $100, would you get them in the car and shoot?
Oh, I don't know. Depends how they said it. If they said I need to get out of here quick, then you could be helping someone abscond from murder or
He's putting the
something.
gun back in the bag and taking his balaclava off.
Wiping the blood off.
Taking $100 out of the big bag of cash he's just got.
A bloody knife at the bottom.
I say I need more than 100, mate. If you've got all that. No, but if they come up to you and so and they looked like a little bit intelligent sort of thing, I need to get out of here quick. I've got $100. That's all I've got. Come on, drive and I'll tell you about it.
I don't know.
I think I would. I'd be intrigued.
Yeah.
I'd be like getting. I don't keep your $100.
I think I'd
you
have
might
to-
need it again in a bit.
I think I'd have to play it by ear, looking at the person, see how they were acting and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And
If it looks like a loose cannon, then you go,
yeah.
"Oh, mate, sorry."
I got a story, man. I'd want to listen to that. I'd be like, come on, get in. Yeah.
True. If he's twitching a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. We're crazy as well, though. That's the other thing. What are the chances of him getting in with us? He's probably shitting it more than I'm shitting it.
Drivers drive 16 or 30 miles to get paid $16. Like it's you never underestimate the value of cash. Plus, cash specifically is untraceable. Credit cards leave a trail. Venmo leaves a trail. There's digital pixie dust on everything, but cash is still something that you can use so that nobody can track it. So that makes you safe, but it also makes whoever helps you safe because neither of you can be linked together and neither of you can be linked back to the transaction.
Speaking of currency, do you carry anything else with currency? Like, for an example, when I was working at the agency, I purchased a Rolex because Rolex is universal. Everybody knows what it is. It's always on you, and so it's real easy to, here you go.
So what I'll actually do, the problem with material goods is that material
Stand out.
goods, like a Rolex, require 2 steps before it can be liquidated. So you might give somebody a Rolex, but then they've got to actually go and pawn it, trade it, sell it, whatever else. And sometimes you need a favor, that isn't a Rolex favor, right? So what I would actually recommend is instead use, especially if you're not in a covert capacity, get an international credit card, right? This is one of the things that I tell people all the time. Find yourself a Chase, a USA Bank, even an American Express, because you're going to pay $250 a year to have that American Express, but you could be anywhere in the world and run that thing through an ATM and have instant local currency. So now, if you need a $50 favor, you run the credit card, you got a $50 favor. You need a $500 favor, you run the credit card, you got a $500 favor. You need a $5,000 favor, you run the credit card, you got a $5,000 favor. You know what I mean?
I do.
It's so much easier. It's traceable because it puts your credit card in that machine, but that's it. Nobody knows what it was for after that.
Okay. Interesting.
So I would say laced shoes, everyday carry. International credit card, everyday carry. $100 US if you're in a third world or developing country. $200 US if you're in the United States or if you're in a first world country. And then the only thing we carry on top of that, or the only thing I would recommend carrying on top of that, is a literal, what's the word I'm looking for? Whenever you weatherize a piece of paper. Help me out here.
Laminated.
Thank you. A laminated short list of the 7 most important phone numbers to you, right? Mother-in-law, mother, father-in-law, son, daughter, sisters, whatever it might be. Because if you're
Bucky, publican, coke dealer,
Football club.
that's it. Strip club.
Yeah.
incapacitated, that weatherproof piece of paper, that laminated piece of paper, is something EMTs can use, police can use, people can reference. If you're busted up in the face, you can point, and people can find the phone number that you need. If your phone dies, if your phone is stolen, right? People don't steal a piece of laminated paper. And you can carry it in your wallet, you can carry it in your freaking sock, you can carry it in your chest pocket, you can carry it anywhere you want to and not have to worry about sweat, rain, or anything else.
Good point.
Those are those are the 4 things that we're trained to carry all the time, because it doesn't matter what covert capacity you're in. If you're incapacitated, attacked, mugged, taken in for questioning, none of those 4 things break your cover. You withstand cover scrutiny. In any country that you're in, you can withstand cover scrutiny with those 4 items.
Interesting. What about, well, actually, I got another question. So, being a CIA spy, if you can talk about it, what is the coolest piece of gear that you've carried from the science and technology department over there?
Man, there is some really cool tech that they come up with. The majority of the tech that they come up with is still heavily classified. So we can't really talk much about it. What I would say in general terms is one of my favorite things. They have a way of making it so that you can open pretty much any hotel room door with the same key card.
Nice.
So, like you're supposed to use it. You're supposed to use it so that you can get into somebody else's hotel room. But man, we all love that piece of equipment for ourselves, because it's just kind of like, so it doesn't matter where you're staying, it's a piece of plastic. So I don't even care about losing my local hotel card. It's just scan this thing pretty much anywhere I need to go, and I've got an open door.
Nice. I've not seen that yet. But now I'm going to go look and try to find one. What about here at home? Do you carry a firearm?
So in the United States, I don't carry a firearm myself on me every day. What I carry what I carry near to person is a baton.
Okay.
So I carry batons. I carry actual audio alarms, and I teach my family to carry the same thing. Those are tools that I prefer because they're less likely to ever accidentally discharge. When I've got children around, when I've got family around, when I've got my children's friends around, to store and secure a weapon makes it so that you can't actually reach that weapon when the worst things happen. So what I prefer is a weapon I can always reach. A baton, the only way you hurt somebody with a baton, especially if it's a collapsible baton, you have to extend it and then strike. My kid's neighborhood son can step up, pick it up off the ground, and hand it to me and say, "What's this?" And nobody's nervous about that, right? It's like picking up a pipe or picking up a flashlight and saying, "What's this?" But if your 7-year-old neighbor's son walks in and picks up your Glock, you're going to be like freaking out, right? That's not a story anybody wants to share. Same thing with an audio alarm. I also like audio alarms because it's really easy to teach even like a 3-year-old how to use an audio alarm. You clip the thing to their backpack when they go to daycare, you clip the thing to their backpack when you go for a walk in a public place, and you show them that if they ever get scared, if anything bad happens, they just pull a cord and the whole alarm goes off. And you got 180 decibels calling everyone's attention to that child, right? So now if there's a molester or a kidnapper or somebody who's shady, once that person hears the alarm go off, they're gone. They don't want the attention of everybody in the local vicinity looking at them, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I find that audio alarms and batons are far superior, again, to the lifestyle I lead, because I don't want to be 2 steps away from a firearm when I need it. If you don't have children, or if you have older children that are trained around firearms, it's a whole different story.
Interesting. I like that alarm idea. I'm going to use that when my son gets older.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know if you'd ever considered carrying a firearm, but I got a buddy, Jason, over at SIG. I told him you were coming on here.
Oh, man.
And he wanted me to show you this thing. I'm interested to hear your opinion on it.
Oh, look at this guy.
So, that is unloaded.
Yeah.
So that's the P365. You just wanted him to get his fingerprints on it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just been offered in a murder. All right for it there. Did you not notice the guy was handing it over with a pair of gloves on?
No, give me that back, mate. Yeah, nice one, cheers.
Macro.
Wow.
With it's got an optics cut in there. Go ahead. What do you think?
This is a beautiful piece. It feels good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a nice.
It's nice and
dovetail
compact.
on it. Yep. It's got a good grip to hold with. This is nice. This is a nice piece.
So there's a business card in there. So just take that with you. Reach out to Jason. I think the salesman that he wants to send you might look very similar to that.
Okay.
But yeah, would you carry that?
I would consider carrying something like this, especially if I was carrying it on business, or if I was somewhere without my children nearby. Right? If I was going somewhere solo, because this is this is all the best parts of SIG. Right? What I've always liked about SIG is that its balance is right. Right? The quality and craftsmanship is really high. They generally tend to be kind of mistake forgiving. Right? So if you don't clean it as often as you should, if you get it dirty, if you drop it, right? They tend to be a very solid piece. Yeah. And that's something I've always really enjoyed about SIG.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is something I would definitely consider carrying.
Guess that's his advert for the end.
Yeah, fair play to him.
It's a great channel though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that. That's great info though. What
It's
they
really
give you
interesting,
there.
isn't it? Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many podcasts don't just let really interesting people talk. Like, I mean, Rogan's different because you're going to talk about random stuff anyway and go through trains of thought. But
Well, his podcasts are quite long as well, aren't they? I think
3.5
so.
hours,
So they're going to do a bit of talking themselves as well, anyway. But this one, they're a bit short. Well, a lot shorter, really.
He's got the ones that go for a couple of hours.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
right. Okay.
Yeah. These are just clips from them.
Yeah.
it's just a very concentrated interview about the
Yeah,
person.
The lighting and all that on the show, what he does there, and the way he asks questions there, Sean Ryan, he's really for me, it's one of my new favourite channels.
He's got the mood and tone right, especially in the production.
Straight off, I mean, you'd think, right, I carry a gun. For number one, you think that straight away, wouldn't you? But clearly,
he's got reasons not to.
Yeah.
But it's funny, we had a department, not a department, but we had an advisory board who used to tell us when we used to travel to certain countries how to go about ourselves when we were there, and what to look for and what to do and how to behave, and don't travel in these sort of cars, don't travel in these sort of cars, wear this type of clothing, don't wear a suit. When you go into a meeting, it's not a suited meeting.
I suppose it's sort of all local sort of customs as well, isn't it? I mean, in some countries you go out like waving, they might find it offensive.
Yeah,
things
like
that.
This was more for safety. For things like what he was saying there. But I mean, we weren't anything. We were there for business.
Yeah.
But you go and it was like, don't do this. But someone's going to pick you up at the airport. You're going to be driving. We drove like some of the country went to like a battered like Toyota Corolla type thing.
Yeah.
It was like 12, 15 years old. Don't know, it was the right piece of shit sort of thing driving around in. No offense to anyone who's got a 12 to 15-year-old Corolla. but
it doesn't stand out, does it?
It doesn't stand out. You blend in.
Yeah, true.
Don't when you go into a hotel, don't stare out the window. Don't stand at the windows.
Yeah.
Things like they give you like loads of different things, especially for certain Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah.
know if you're going to like, Afghanistan or places like that, just be very, very careful
Yeah.
about. Obviously, they're a little
okay.
bit different for Afghanistan.
Yeah, well, here's your bulletproof vest.
Yeah, you don't make your own way from the airport to the hotel. But it's interesting info that because it does come in useful.
Yeah.
I feel like even normal tourists could do with stuff like that.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just carrying US dollars
it.
like you do. A great idea. That and laminated phone numbers, things like
Laminated
that.
phone number one. I'm going to use that. I'm definitely
Very
gonna
good
do
idea. Put that in your wallet.
Not only that,
yeah.
if your phone dies tomorrow, like let's say for instance you drop your phone in water, right, and you think, would you know anyone's phone number?
No.
I wouldn't.
I know my mum's and that's it. I think.
I wouldn't know anyone's.
I don't know anyone's.
Yeah.
Literally my own, and that's it.
Yeah, same. So that's the only number you ever give out.
I'd have my home phone number, but I mean, I know nobody's mobile.
No.
None.
Because it's all programmed in now, isn't
you
it?
just press a button and away you go. So, it's a good idea. That's
I'm definitely going to use that laminated thing. I'm definitely going to do that. Just a little business card size.
Yeah.
So you need it, put it in your wallet, and away you go.
Yeah.
Take up no space.
One in the wallet, one in a coat.
Yeah.
Fine. That's what you need.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Shout,
But
Enjoyed
yeah,
that.
really
Good
interesting that.
There you go. So you can be your own CIA spy.
Yeah.
Hey, pretend.
Who knows, right?
Yeah.
Who knows who's watching?
Hotel credit card that opens it all.
Oh, that'd be handy.
The only one I use when I go in a hotel is I always have I've always got a card key from a hotel. I never return them, and I always carry one with me because when you go in some hotels, you have to put them in to trigger the electricity.
That's right. Yeah.
So I always take one with me and just leave it in. So when I come home, the room's nice and cold. When I come back at night,
Oh,
so I
right,
put the AC on down to like 12.
Yeah.
Freezing cold.
Get your money's worth.
leave it on. So when I come back in the room at the end of the night, I know I've got a nice cool room.
Nice.
Nice.
Good idea.
There you go.
Nice one.
Think ahead.
Tip for you.
There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Don't forget like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.